Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, June 8th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. We have some great TV history, stuff that I was involved in, stuff that I wasn't involved in, St. Louis television history, that sort of stuff. In the archives, check out the Wayback Machine, stuff like that, the Video Village, and then we have eye candy along the bottom of the screen here. And don't forget, right below that, we have Speaking Sexually, Dr. Kathy Naughton from the Center for Sexual Health, and we update that every Monday and Thursday. It's just amazing. This Anthony Weiner story just will not go away. Andrew Breitbart, the scumbag conservative blogger, says he has an X-rated picture of Anthony Weiner. I don't know. It just seems to me like this story has given the world more Jewish wieners than Hebrew National. And they just published a poll today of New York voters, and at a margin of 51 to 30%, they say let him keep his job. Hey, he might be on the sleazy side, but he's doing a good job in his business. Yeah, probably got a great shot still of being the next mayor of New York. People like the way he governs. They like his politics. And so 51 to 30% say let him keep his job. Yeah, this stinks and everything. But, and by the way, this poll was taken right after his confession / apology the other day. So it doesn't seem to be affecting. It's very interesting because if you go to foreign countries, you go to France, for God's sakes, everybody's boinking everybody over there. And it's almost unheard of that a sex scandal would interfere with somebody's ability to run or be elected or whatever. It is this puritanical nonsense that we have in this country that is giving us the Gary Bowers of the world as presidential candidates. And Rick Santorum. Hey Rick, how you doing? I'm doing fine, but I'd be doing better if there weren't any abortions. Okay, Rick, we got to go. Okay, you're just going to go even though there's abortions going on right now? I mean, this is the Santorum guy out of Pennsylvania. Guy's a joke. So, you know, sometimes I just think we get what we deserve in terms of who's going to run this country. All right, Denzel Washington going to star in a new movie about a man who safely lands a damaged airplane. Filming has not yet begun, but he's already won an Oscar for the performance. And tomorrow is Donald Duck's birthday. Donald, of course, the Disney star known for not wearing any pants way before Miley Cyrus came along. All right, Channel 5 is doing the Race for the Cure this weekend. Great cause. They also have been harping on this thing for a year or two now about hang up and drive. I'm certainly in favor of it. I mean, I think that people aren't going to hang up and drive, but I think if you can lower the incidence of you talking on the phone and especially texting and checking email while you're driving, makes the world a safer place. However, there has been a fatal flaw in this campaign since day one at KSTK, and nobody seems interested in correcting it because part of the pledge that you're supposed to take at Channel 5, KSTK.com, says that, hang up and drive, we all get that. And they say if you must use the phone, use a hands-free device. I have brought this up on occasion. I am going to keep drilling them until they take it down. Every shred of research done by anybody, any credible research done by anybody indicates that using a hands-free device for all intents and purposes has absolutely no impact on your level of concentration when you're driving. So to tell people that if you have to talk on the phone, use a hands-free device is wrong. It's incorrect. It's wrong. It's incorrect. Is anybody paying attention over Channel 5 to detail? Does anybody care about being right on this? If you're going to stick your neck out and sort of be, sort of pious, sort of self-righteous, sort of the idea that we're really pushing this thing because it's the right thing to do, well, then you have to have it right too. And Channel 5 does not have it right. I'm going to keep drilling you on this until you change it. Lynn Beale seemed like a wonderful person over there. Why are you allowing this to continue? Somebody at Channel 5, wake the F up. All right, let's talk about something nice. Almost 100 degrees here in St. Louis yesterday, and Steve Spagnuolo and members of the St. Louis Rams spend their day renovating a playground at an autistic school in St. Louis. And they were out there, and they were working too, by the way. The St. Louis Rams organization has been one of the most arrogant organizations, certainly one of the most arrogant sports franchises I have ever encountered. Please remember, I've lived in like 12 different cities across America, many of them with major league sports franchises, and I've had contact with lots more than just the ones I've lived in. And without any question, the Rams organization, nearly, if not at the top, near the top of the most arrogant sports organizations I've ever encountered. But some of that seems to have changed here in the last couple of years, and I think Spags is the guy. I think that this guy is the real deal, and I think you got some Rams players who are, you just, the NBA is certainly like this, and the NFL is a little bit like this. It seems like all you got is evangelical Christians over here, or convicted felons over here. And there's sort of like, there's this whole middle ground. As they always say, the truth often lies somewhere in the middle. And in this particular case, maybe, if you're going to take a snapshot of the Rams organization right now, even though I still think they're going to leave us, I really do. I think the Rams are going to bail out of St. Louis. But that's a whole nother story. But for right now, it was a nice move on their part. Very classy stuff. And I think Spags is the reason why. How about this ice cream place in Colombia selling cicada ice cream? They actually had bits and pieces of ground up cicadas in this ice cream. And the health department came in and shut them down. They didn't shut the place down, but they said you can't sell this stuff anymore. I still think it's absolutely hilarious. They eat bugs in foreign countries. Japan, they're eating all sorts of stuff over there. I don't think it'll probably hurt you. I have this little app on my iPhone, you probably do too, where you get little news alerts. Now, in my particular case, one of the ones I have is CBS News. And they do a good job because, some big breaking news story, you get a little bloop, and you turn the thing on, and you look and go, oh, look at that. So yesterday, I get this little news alert from CBS News saying that they found this mass grave outside of Houston, Texas, and they think there could be 25 bodies and everything like that. And they send this out, and I'm like, holy crap, here we go again. There was a thing back in Yuma, Arizona, say back in the 70s maybe, and you always hear these stories about these mass graves. Some guys living, out in the desert somewhere and been killing people for years, and they finally find out about it and they haul them away. But for a long time, there's a lot of bodies being buried. There's only one problem. CBS News sent out this alert. Perhaps they didn't thoroughly investigate it, which is really, really a bad sign over there. Maybe they're so excited having Scott Pelley taking over for Katie Couric, they forgot to check their sources. It was a psychic. A psychic called this into the police department, and without knowing whether there was anything to the report, CBS sent the thing out. I'm a big defender of CBS News, and I'm a big accuser of people like Fox News or any news organization that's trying to get away with stuff, okay? And Fox usually is, and CBS tends to be the real deal, in my view. This is very, very disheartening to see that they would send this out. A psychic. And it turns out that the psychic apparently was wrong. And I don't know how to explain some of the stuff that happens, because every once in a while you'll hear that the police department actually goes to a psychic for assistance in a cold case, and sometimes they seem to help. I don't know what's going on. All I know is this one was wrong, and CBS ought to be really embarrassed for this. Khloe Kardashian, speaking of Fox News, was on Fox and Friends yesterday, and her boob was sticking out for 6 minutes. She was wearing this sheer see-through thing with no bra underneath. And I watched the video. It's hilarious. She's just sitting there talking, and her boob is just pointing right through this fabric. It's unbelievable. Erie County in Ohio. This is where you turn the corner to go up to Buffalo, right on the corner of Lake Erie. Very familiar with there because I used to live around there a long time ago. Deputies arrested an Elyria roofer. Elyria, Ohio is right in that area. So they got this woman who's working as a roofer. First of all, how many female roofers do you know? So she's up there and she says, oh, it's so hot up here and everything, I have to use the bathroom. Do you mind? So the people who own the house say, sure, come on in, use the bathroom. Well, the next thing you know, there's all this jewelry missing. And this 19-year-old woman who says that she's been addicted to crack since she was 12 stole the jewelry by sticking it in her cooter. I don't know if that's a snatch and grab crime. Keith Olbermann starts his new show very soon on Current TV. I had to look and see if I even have Current TV on my satellite system. It turns out that I do. And this is this thing owned by Al Gore and operated by Al Gore. He's going to make $10 million a year, Keith Olbermann. That is a 40% raise over the $7 million he was making at MSNBC. This is one of the few industries, the electronic media business, that I'm aware of where you can fail up. You can get fired or lose your job, whatever the case may be, and your next job is bigger and for more money. It's unbelievable. Katie Couric's publicist has registered the internet domain names, the KatieCouricShow.com and KatieTVShow.com. Pretty creative. You're going to be hearing a lot about this thing on the Today Show this morning. Meredith Vieira saying her farewell to the gang on the Today Show. And on live TV, and I have to insist that the whole point of me mentioning this is that it was done live. It was not pre-recorded. They did a big flash mob thing that started in the studio, went down the halls, through the bowels of NBC, out into the plaza at 30 Rock in New York City, and they had what looked like hundreds of people participating in this thing, and all of the sort of stars of the Today Show and NBC, including Jimmy Fallon. For some reason, Abe Vigoda was there. But they did this thing, they did it live, and it was this giant flash mob thing, and I have to tell you, regardless of what you think about the Today Show or any of that stuff, I mean, there's a woman who used to be on 60 Minutes, and now they're jumping around and dancing to Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. That having been said, I have to tell you, it was pretty impressive. All right, Dancing with the Stars, little girl, Karina Smirnoff from right here in St. Louis, is marrying Brad Penny, formerly the St. Louis Cardinals, now the Detroit Tigers. They're getting married on January 21st in Cozumel, Mexico. I dated a girl a long time ago. She was very young, and she was going on a cruise with her family, and she told me one of the stops was Cozumel. NBC beat out Fox and ESPN to win the broadcast rights for the next 4 Olympic Games. This probably came as great comfort to the people at CBS and Fox and ESPN because now they don't have to watch the Olympics. According to a new Consumer Reports survey, 2/3 of us have walked out of a store and hung up during customer service. You make a phone call during the last year because we were frustrated. Biggest complaint, rude salespeople. Biggest complaint about phone service, how hard it is to get a human being on the phone. And it must take a lot of patience to work for AAA. According to a new survey, 56% of people say that at some point they have forgotten where they parked. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. That home run that Albert hit last night against the Astros was very, very eerily reminiscent of the shot off Brad Lidge back in the playoffs in 2005. It was then that a Houston pastor posted a message on the sign in front of his church, and I have it for you on Eye Candy. It's just great, and you got to remember this is a pastor. But there it is, right there. But check, it's right below what you're looking at. But Cardinals are hot, Albert's hot, summer's heating up. You know, things could be worse. All right, that's it. JC's Daily Dose for Wednesday, June 8th, 2011. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.